Hello everybody, welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns, broadcasting the Link to the Past Randomizer Crosskeys Tournament 2022. We got Swiss round 4 for you today. It's zelgadissan versus jkoper. Commentating for us, we have Clearmouse and Relkin, and tracking our late bits and top files. Say hello everybody.
Hello,
Yo.
everybody.
Hello, Relkin. How's it going?
Going all right.
Are you excited for this match? I heard actually, not only of course Zelda and jkoper are pretty big names in the Crosskeys community, Zelda, randomizer in general, but this is a 3-0 match, which means after 3 weeks of Swiss, these guys are undefeated.
Wow. And Crosskeys, unheard of.
Yeah. So you think they're both gonna hold the 4-0 record after this?
Yeah, everyone comes out a winner this week. It's a surprise ending.
Yeah. Like, can't we
no,
play a game where everybody wins?
Yeah, so I think I am trying to remember if there's ever been a tie scenario in like one of these Crosskeys tournament races.
Actually, that's a great question. Actually, so jkoper, he is an admin. I don't think he can answer our question immediately, but maybe there's another, admin floating around somewhere, maybe in chat. We can maybe get some confirmation. But I was also thinking, Relkin, like, doesn't everybody win when we all get to either play or watch Crosskeys?
It depends on who you are, I guess.
That's also very true.
I guess we could say from our perspective, we think we win because we like Crosskeys, I guess. So.
Yeah. Entrance is going full swing. Crosskeys tournament seems to be, very popular. Even since I think the very first one, it was in 2019. This tournament is just basically getting like bigger and bigger. More people are getting into entrance. The skills ceiling has just grown like tremendously. Like lots and lots of really talented people now.
Yeah, I think like what you're saying there, the first actual Crosskeys tournament, like Cross World Key Sanity, was 2019. I think there was actually another entrance tournament before that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was Crosskeys. So I think that was the first official tournament.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was entrance, but it was even maybe like simple entrance or something. It was definitely, and there was no keys. So it
was something a lot less intense than Crosskeys. Thinking like no key sanity, something like that.
Yeah. Right. So we're already actually getting started, and I actually did notice that both Zelda and jkoper decided to do a sanctuary start, which can certainly lead to a bit of variance because you never really know where sanctuary is, but it just happens to be that it was actually vanilla. And then these guys just walked right on over, and it's basically like Link's house start. This hula hand and everything.
Yeah, typically is what you'll see, in the Crosskeys start. You want to have that money in case you can make it on over to Kakariko to be able to afford Bottle Vendor.
Yeah, and also like Cicada Burna, very early weapon potentially. We do need some magic in order to actually use it, but certainly could bail us out in a pretty tight situation.
Yeah, and what you're seeing both of them do is... Oh, actually, never mind. jkoper's not doing it. Zelda's grabbing a sign to kill one of these guards to set up a tree... Oh, look at that.
What a drop, dude.
Okay, well, jkoper is doing it, but doing a different variant of it. Hope he picks up that full magic.
Okay, I guess he just doesn't care. I mean, the tree pull also gave you small magic. Maybe he's just gonna get the rest of the tree pulls? I don't know.
Maybe he figures he can get the magic in this room that happened to be Uncle.
Yeah, is this, is this even, etc., but we've gotten, certainly we have 2 vanilla drops down so far. We did foresee Ganon, the useless fairy, so pretty easy access once we eventually, get everything we need, all 7 crystals.
Yeah, jkoper not hurting too badly for magic here after all, so can't really say he missed out on much.
Yeah,
Zelda looked like he's setting up a different tree pull. Did not get any bombs though, so I like that's the thing you're always looking for to start entrance modes is looking for those bombs to be able to like blow up things and access items.
Speaking of potential, hey, good blessing, Relkin. Very first chest, we get bombs.
Hey.
So nice.
Let me just talk about the boots now, and that maybe those will show up.
Perfect. Can we talk about the boots, talk about a sword, talk about a mirror? These are all really great items to have. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, I guess we didn't need a hula hand today, necessarily, and we do have Zora money now for what it's worth.
Right. You won't say no to early 300 though.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now, like buying bombs, buying an bomb upgrade is almost no slouch. No skin off their nose now.
Yeah, no, that's actually very true, right? So normally, even if you houlihan, you really don't really worry too much about money. Oh my gosh. Very, very cute game. So I guess we don't have to worry about the small key to thieves this game because
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, see,
right
in early game, you don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about Thieves Town small keys. Yeah, that's always. Early games are always like that. You never have to worry about Thieves small keys.
Yeah. That is, I think, the earliest I've ever seen a Thieves Town small key in Crosskeys.
And in Thieves Town, no less.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess, for what it's worth, then, if a hammer shows up in that Thieves Town big, potentially we've got ourselves a good Thieves Town clear.
Right. All right, now finally we get a little bit of divergence here. We got Zelda heading on over to the eastern area, stopping by these two entrances and the island check. And jkoper heading towards the lumberjack area, and then probably looping around a cack through the Lost Woods.
Yeah, actually, so Relkin, like, how do you feel about checking like the Lake Hylia Island area? Because I know that like some runners, depending on their route, it just like doesn't come up as often. Like I don't know in this case, like when jkoper, for example, kind of goes in that area, but seems to be maybe more isolated than not if you don't kind of make a conscious decision to go visit it.
I think it's good to have the knowledge. So I mean, I don't have a huge problem with people checking it.
Ooh, all right. Well, we got a little bit of divergence. jkoper finds it takes the middle path in checkerboard cave, by the way. Oh, so yeah, if that was Thieves Town big, man. Oh, are you waiting for? I assume you're waiting for the hammer. I assume, Relkin.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You're just like, do I go there? Do I go there? We have the ability to get to the blind spell chest in terms of what's logically available to us. Thanks to that big key showing up. Actually, you know what? No. With the small key in hand, that actually puts everything but the big chest. And,
oh yeah, I guess right, because we can actually get back there, right?
Available and like logically available with that burn cane.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true, because we do actually have a weapon now in order to kill something. And of course, the magic, getting magic, right? Just like getting bombs, getting rupees, is certainly not considered logically. Zelda finding Laser Bridge. You're gonna see some good old execution of bootsless laser skips that Zelda and of course jkoper are very, very accustomed to by now. I'm doing them very well, by the way. Oh yeah, and of course, as part of jkoper's travels in the lumberjack, he did find useless fairy there, so no double small keys for Castle Tower required, at least so far.
Right. Yeah. The only time you'd ever probably see them required is if there's no other way to Dark World, or perhaps somehow it's one of those rare things where like if the barrier that Castle Tower needs to be destroyed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do it besides killing Aga.
Yeah, no, that's actually very good game knowledge. And I think it's just one of those things that come up so rarely. Speaking of Castle Tower, by the way.
Yeah, it comes up super rarely.
Oh, looks like actually jkoper is actually willing to go in with only 5 bombs. I'm actually pretty impressed by this.
He could opt to use Burna here. He has magic to do it. But he might be using it this next room.
He did that bomb very, very well for the first room. Yeah, I was actually wondering if he wanted to save his magic maybe for the second room. That was a very clean first room there. Of course, we are rewarded with a very useless map.
Now, Zelda heading in the same direction jkoper is heading, so gonna be seeing the same things on Zelda's side.
Yeah, of course, Zelda this time, he was fortunate enough to stumble upon a shop in his travels, and so he will end up having a bit more ammunition than jkoper. Although jkoper made that first one look so easy and nice, right? Didn't even, of course, need too many extra bombs. Although, speaking of extra bombs, another room, by the way, where having some sort of permanent item usage, like boomerang, sword, hook shot, would actually make Hera a whole heck of a lot nicer to traverse.
Yeah, as it stands, we can only get these first 2 items and have to leave, assuming nothing shows up.
Yep. Okay, so nothing has shown up.
And he's actually conserving resources, and take an extra bit of time to get out of here without using them.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also kind of heads up too, right? Especially jkoper, he only has 3 bombs to his name and maybe half a magic bar at this point. And again, nothing permanent to be able to kind of use to hit those switches. You really want to kind of save them until you can find, in this case, a shop, which jkoper doesn't even go and buy stuff. Okay,
being real conservative on his spending, I guess.
Yeah, interesting. Because normally, I don't know what the threshold is, especially for you, Rock, and if you know, what you want to be willing to buy bombs for, but 3 seems pretty reasonable.
He's probably content to have that Burnicane on hand. Because I guess that's enough for him to not feel the need to buy bombs at the moment. Which I can see. I can definitely understand the hesitance to buy bombs, but I guess for the peace of mind's sake, you kind of want to buy bombs. jkoper's just kind of pushing his luck a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm wondering maybe how much of this is like his style, you know, versus maybe he, you know, is thinking that, well, I am facing a pretty tough opponent such as Zelda, maybe I can cut a few corners here and there. Zelda, though, actually kind of doing what you suggested potentially earlier, is using Burna on the first set of ball and chain guards.
Yep, making use of that Burna for the entirety of that first room.
I mean, real nice execution on both sides to basically kind of show the different styles, you know. And Burna, by the way, is, I would consider it actually be somewhat underrated as a weapon. You know, it's actually very, very efficient and effective against things that you may not even consider, like Burna Armos, for example, or like even like Burna Landmos is actually surprisingly fast.
Yeah. Burna Landmo, it usually takes at least 2 cycles. And then Burna Armos, you just wait for them to start moving, and then you activate it. So we really have to consider what he wants to do here.
Yeah, I'm actually just wondering, you know, he's like, is he regretting maybe using up all this magic, you know, in the first, you know, a couple rooms of Castle Tower, because a couple extra Burna hits would actually be quite nice to not have to wait for bombs.
But he got rid of the rest of his magic and then only used 1 bomb, so he's gonna Death Warp out of here.
Yeah, speaking of Death Warp, though, so we also did see that jkoper and Zelda, when they were in Hera, just kind of leave the heart container there in the basement cage, especially with no mirror. I'm pretty sure, like, it seems like, you know, especially Zelda is a very big proponent of, I don't want any extra health because I'm going to be Death Warping for the foreseeable future.
That is, I kid you not, Zelda did say this one time where he got, I think, no, this wasn't Zelda. This was, okay, this is a different runner. This is Tam. Said that they reset after getting the blue mail from the Sanctus.
Oh, yeah. I think that was actually a very recent race, too. I remember that, too. I mean, blue mail is quite the... I mean, it's quite the nice defense. You know, you're definitely not going to die, but at the same time, you know, you're not going to die when you want to die, so...
Right, so jkoper being pretty liberal with his magic usage here, and for good reason, because you can get a free full magic refill. Oh, or you could just die.
Oh no! Oh no! That bunny / invincibility ran out just unfortunately too early.
Okay, so
he was
he's
really
bailing.
Close too.
He's bailing on that. Oh no, or he's not. Okay, or. Not sure what he's farming bombs, I guess, and then
but I guess he's going back. This is, oh man, this is gonna be quite the fight, because, you know, so when he came in, right, he had, I think, a full magic bar, or maybe at least a good amount of magic.
He doesn't need to worry about killing.
Oh, right, the door's already open. Right, yeah. That's very true. We only have to kill the Poke once.
I mean, it's just one of those things, you know, early deaths and situations where you lose a minute dying. And this is one of those things that are going to weigh on your brain while you play.
Oh no! Oh my gosh. Well, you know, at least he doesn't have any more magic for the anti-fairies to steal. He does, have to be a bit careful, though. The Skulltulas, or the floating skulls, do 4 hearts of damage on green mail. Pokies, of course, also do 4. But what is this very coveted prize? Is it? Well, you know, I guess knowledge is power. We're gonna get a couple of dungeon prize knowledge soon. As soon as we get that map check.
Yeah, jkoper grabbing a bomb there because this next room you need projectiles to be able to do it. So.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Use the first one for Peter Burna with that full magic refill he just picked up. But yeah, as you were mentioning, you know, we really need projectiles when we hit the switch so we can at least avoid the chops too. Oh my gosh.
The chops are situated nicely for him to get the chest, thankfully.
Oh man, so we have actually a lot of good Yeah, more maps and compasses. So Zelda's picking up a bunch of compasses, and jkoper's picking up a bunch of maps.
jkoper, not continuing to like farm bombs there. If he really wanted to, yeah, he might consider going to a shop after this because he's got no bombs now.
that's a great threshold, by the way. 0 bombs means that I probably should go pick up some more. I am confident that is a very accurate prediction.
Hey, I'm just saying, I may not have played Crosskeys before, and you know, I think 0 bombs from experience is not a good thing to have.
You know, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I believe also you are like the Crosskeys guy, right? For like league team and stuff. So I do take stock in your opinion.
Yeah, I usually am the one to play Crosskeys if I was on a league team. That's how it worked last season at least.
Alright, well, so interesting. So we found it does a connector here in the gamble game, Light World gamble game. Looks like at least Zelda and jkoper has decided to not take it quite yet. Probably want to scout out like the rest of the nearby Light World entrances before going back.
Yeah.
All right, so
jkoper, I guess, is not one of those people that scouts race game early, just because they will probably just rope it in with doing mirroring to that left entrance later
actually,
on.
Well, okay, yeah. So actually, how do you feel about scouting these things out? You know, like desert ledge, or you know, like other kind of like floating or visible things. Like, does that kind of make you want to chase connectors?
I think
see something good.
Yeah, if I see something good there, like especially if I have a mirror, I'm gonna think about chasing connectors or something like that to try and get to whatever that is as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel like skipping out on seeing it, that just takes away knowledge from you, and sometimes knowledge is like really important in Rainbow.
Yeah, oh yeah. I certainly have seen races be very extended because, you know, you're missing that 1 or 2 like go mode item type of thing, and then if you just happen to take the extra, let's say like 15 seconds to scout out race game, scout out desert ledge, you would have, you know, known about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Never a great feeling to lose because of that kind of thing.
Yeah. Although, alright, so we actually got 2 very different connectors being followed. Zelda also picking up a bottle with a fairy. I don't think he cares too much for the fairy. He'll probably have to remember to release it the next time he death warps. But that bottle certainly could be very interesting.
Yeah, that bottle. Now, once Zelda finds Sick Kid, can go ahead and get the item off Sick Kid and be done with it. It's a very poor connector, I just gotta say right now.
Man, that shop, you know, even though we have enough money, I don't think Zelda is interested in anything.
Yeah, that connector is annoying just because it takes so long to get through, and at that point, that is our only way to access the Mimic Cave entrance once we get a mirror.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's like, you know, again, like we're kind of looking for, you know, so, you know, early game, you know, 15 minutes in, we've got stuff, but man, we are really lacking like anything that's for, you know, accessibility, right? You know, no mirror, no glove, not even a hammer. I mean, no sword, no boots. You know, it's like we're really missing something to give us some direction.
I mean, this is not atypical of entrance seeds. You know,
that is very true.
You have like, since there's way more things that like entrances can have just about anything early game. You can have high variance in terms of what your early loadouts are.
Yeah,
and so Zelda actually interested in going back to desert. He got that desert big key, so he wants to check out the big chest. And he probably thought about doing it earlier, but wanted to go through Super Bunny anyway because of the lack of magic, considering burners are only weapon.
Oh, so
I understand
yeah,
Zelda wanting to take Super Bunny over going through desert first.
Yeah, that's actually, and now that you mention it, like, that's actually pretty heads up, just because, you know, in Super Bunny, there was that big full magic refill that you can actually just basically restock, right? And then now you have full usage for Burna.
Yep. Zelda, taking advantage of that. And, well, sadly, that connector is kind of, like I said before, that connector was pretty bad in terms of where it went and how long it takes to get back through, because one of those things that's the only way to get to certain places, and so you're gonna be having that on your mind later, between like, oh man, I hope nothing's there, you know.
Yeah. yeah, it seems like that's pretty a common sentiment in Crosskeys, where it's hey, good for Zelda for remembering to release his fairy.
Yeah.
He's gonna do a minor glitch, which is reviving himself in a dungeon, and just if this ever happens to you, regardless of your form, bunny or not, you always revive back in your normal form. Not expected, by the way, and not expected for you to do in logic, but it's just something convenient for you.
So you say not expected for you to do, technically depend on whichever desert entrance you're finding. Like if you found like the left or right in the Dark World, the game can't expect you to walk from right to left or left to right.
Oh, right. Like it's right. You can expect to be inside your form, but it's like to get your form back, like while dying, I think is not expected.
Yeah, that's not logic. Like to going from like if coming from the Dark World as a bunny from the left or right, the game will not expect you to go out the main entrance.
Mm-hmm.
And then same thing, if you find the main entrance in Dark World as a bunny, you cannot do anything from there logically. Mm-hmm. At least how the game wants you to play the game.
Exactly. but we know Zelda and jkoper, they're 3-0, so if they just follow like logic to a T, we're gonna be here for the next like 5 hours. So
yeah, I would highly recommend not playing seeds completely logically, especially Crosskeys.
Oh yeah.
I mean, unless you want to be there for 3+ hours.
Yeah, I believe this is also weeknight. We would probably like to wrap things up before, let's say, the 4-hour mark.
All right, Zelda heading back to Kakariko. Probably going through a different connector this time around.
Oh right, he hasn't been over to Turtle Rock yet. Yeah, actually, so Rocken, what's your feel on like connectors versus especially in like Kakariko, right? We've actually seen a good number of connectors. Like, once you find one, do you still try and kind of look at the vicinity entrances before diving a connector? Or do you just kind of follow it straight through? Like, is there like a good sense or strategy for this?
Yeah, depending on what items that you have, you usually want to not follow connectors right as soon as you find them, and then hide density entrance areas.
Okay, I see.
And that's usually just because you want to get all the information out of a certain area the first time you're there, if you can help it. Okay. And after that, you can decide on a connector to go through depending on what kind of connector it is. Like, if it's Super Bunny, you can get 2 items plus a magic refill, but it's one way, so you have to weigh that kind of option. If it's Spiral, same thing as one way. If it's Hookshot Cave, it has items. If you have the Hookshot or Boots, just like that.
Yeah, cool. No, that's certainly something very nice to be able to keep in mind. Speaking of though, jkoper found Hype Cave, but maybe he wants to put some of the items back. It was like, I don't know, a couple heart pieces, a heart container, and some bombs. Yeah,
that wasn't super fulfilling. So we're just gonna forget that even existed.
Yeah, I mean, and I really wish that we actually could forget some of the stuff, but it's like we're also now like 3 heart containers richer or healthier. Gonna be a little bit more time that jkoper is gonna need to take when he death orbs again. So I guess we're really hoping for that mirror.
Yeah. Okay, so heading over to this area of the world is interesting because we do not have a glove to open this one entrance. So it is a bit of a risk walking to areas like this without the tools to open everything around you.
What if we find a glove here? Nope, never mind. We're gonna just find another heart piece. let's keep putting items back.
Okay, so this kind of works out in a sense. This is like the last thing jkoper can do over here, and so he just decides to go through the entire, just finish his route here and check out Spiral Cave. I mean, why not?
Yeah. It is an item, as you said. It is. You're right. And you also mentioned, sometimes looking at connectors, deciding what to take. Right. This is also a one-way connector. Not that he had another choice, but at least it'll get him 20 more rupees at the end.
Yeah, 20 more rupees.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. I will say though, like Zelga's not having too much more of a luck. I mean, he even did find, Waterfall Fairy, but also again, nothing really notable. And then also he tried to get a freebie from the fairy, and then he got another fairy from it. So I think he wanted to also put that one back as well.
So in terms of what we've got left, we actually don't have a lot in Light World left.
Yeah, especially with the coverage here. Oh, interesting. Yeah, actually, so I was even gonna ask you this too. So we saw on Zelga's side, I guess soon to be on jkoper's side, that desert is a pendant. I was gonna ask what you thought about stealing the key, because it looks like jkoper is going to.
I think it's an okay play to make. It's just the play is not so much getting the key; it's deciding when to sink the time into seeing what's on right side desert.
Okay, right, because we did find, you know, this case like desert very early, like it's a pretty easily accessible connector, and right. And I don't know if your decision would necessarily be influenced if you knew desert was a crystal.
Right. That. It really just depends, honestly. Like it's not like a set thing. Like, oh, if there's a pendant, you always do right side with the stolen key. It really just depends on what the situation brings. Like it comes with experience, like knowing when is a good time and when is not a good time.
And that's the fun part about the cross keys, right? Making decisions. Yes, we always love it when we make the right decisions. Speaking of though, decision making on jkoper's side, so more sequence breaking on his side. No moon pearl means, of course, you know, nothing in Skull Woods is, you know, in logic, but you know, forget logic. We can actually get some stuff here. He got all the way over here as a bunny. May as well take advantage of it.
Oh, okay, he had enough health. I was like, wait, he's gonna die. Oh, no.
Alright, hard-earned small key to Turtle Rock. Okay. A nice Wall Master elevator ride back, just in time. Interesting that Zelga's also walking over here to Ice Rod Cave. I guess, you know, again, you mentioned, right, that we didn't have many options in Light World, so maybe this is, you know, just...
Yeah.
I don't have many other better things to do.
The two entrances I think we have not seen yet are the Witch's Hut and